Hello and welcome back to the Johnny Gets Cash YouTube channel. Now if you're a regular viewer, you'll have seen me prepare and sell a lot of cars in the past, and something I get a lot in the comments is people saying it's not that easy, it costs a lot of money to prepare a car, but I know that's just not true. So when Temu reached out to me and said, can you do a promotion for our car cleaning products, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to show you guys that it doesn't have to cost the earth to make a car look as good as possible, ready to sell. If you want to download the Temu app, click the link in the description and you'll get £100 discount. Alternatively, search for the code on screen now and you'll also qualify for that £100 promotional discount. Anyway, without further ado, here's the car I'm going to be working on. This is a cheap Honda Civic I've just bought. It's an alright car, it's not too bad, it just looks a little bit worse for wear. Now I didn't pay a lot for this car, so it's a perfect example to show you some cheap budget cleaning equipment from Temu is not the end of the world. It will make this thing look a lot better. As I go through the process, I'm going to show you what I'm using, I'm going to put links in the description, and I'm going to show you on screen how much the things cost, so you can go along with me and see how much I've spent as if I didn't have the equipment in the first place, as if I bought it all just to do this job. Now remember, anything you buy isn't just a one-time expense, you can use that again and again. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to crack on, I'm going to clean this Civic up and I'm going to show you how I do it and with the products from Temu that I use. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do is knock off all the loose dirt from the Civic, and to do that, from my Temu haul, I'm going to be using this water trigger. Pistol style, it's meant to be high pressure. Let's give it a go and see how well it does at knocking off some of the dirt and the cobwebs and all the other detritus off the Civic. Okay, so far it's not too bad at all. One of the things I like about this trigger is it's got the adjustable jet. So at the moment, I've just been rinsing with the sprinkle mode, but you can adjust it to be quite a powerful jet, which would be ideal for cleaning those wheel arches. Right, now that the Civic is a little bit cleaner because all the loose stuff's been knocked off, it's time to use some snow foam. But as an alternative to an expensive jet wash powered snow foam, I'm going to be using this hand pump snow foam applicator. And in conjunction with that, I'm going to be using one of these wash mitts. So I'm going to give the whole car a bit of a covering with snow foam, go around, clean it with the mitt, and then I'm also going to use some of these detailing brushes to get into those little nooks and crannies where all that green verdigris is starting. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and snow foam the car now. Already the Civic is looking a lot better, but it's still wet, so I've got to dry it, which means the next thing from the pile is this microfiber drying towel. I'm going to crack on, give the car a once over with this, and then to get all the water out of the gaps, I'm going to use this blower fan. Now I've been seeing these everywhere lately. I'm wondering how good it's actually going to be to get all the water out of the little gaps and panel gaps around lights and things like that. We'll find out in a minute. I'm going to dry the car off mostly with the drying towel, and then we'll come back with that drying fan. Right, so the majority of the wet has been removed from the Civic with that drying towel, but now it's time to use this handheld fan. I've seen these a lot lately. They're meant to be good for variation purposes. In my case, I think it'd be fantastic for clearing the water out of panel gaps around lights, things like that. So I'm going to crack on, see how well this thing performs on a job like this. In fairness, I'm actually really impressed with this little blower. Now, if you want one of these, at the moment, you can get one of these for £13.90 rather than £34.60. Again, there's a link in the description if you do fancy one. Next, I've got to do something about the alloy wheels, and for that, I'm going to be using some chemicals in one of these spray bottles. Now, in my experience, spray bottles are a bit rubbish. They can break quite easily. These feel fairly sturdy, but we'll see how good they are in a minute. I'll also use another one of these brushes in conjunction with the chemicals in this bottle to clean those wheels as well as possible. Right, so the outside of the Civic is pretty much there now, but something else I want to use, it's not really a sale prep product, but it's something that Temu have sent me that I think is pretty cool. It's this rechargeable portable tyre inflator. It's digital, so what you do, you turn it on, you set your desired pressure, in my case let's say 31 psi, hook it up to the tyre, press go, and you walk away. So I'm just going to go around and check the tyres, and anything that needs a little bit of air in it, I'll use this to do that. Easy as that. Okay, next up I'm going to freshen up some of the black plastics on the exterior of the Civic, so mirror bases, scuttle, trims around the windows, things like that. And to make those look as good as possible, what I've got is this black plastic renovator stuff. Now, as well as that, I've got these little foam tip brushes just for getting into awkward places, so that is the next thing I'm going to use from the Temu bundle, and we'll see how well that comes up on the Civic. So with those black plastics done, the outside of the Civic is nearly finished. Now, you may have noticed it's got some fairly badly yellowed headlights, but we will be coming back to that later in this video. For now though, what I want to crack on with is the interior. Again, this really isn't too bad in here, it just needs a really good hoover and a bit of a wipe down, so that is the next thing I'm going to get on with. So it's time to do something about those yellowed headlights. Now, essentially what we're going to do is polish those. And to do that, from this pile, I'm going to be using this assorted set of polishing heads. Now, what's good about these is they're not just for an angle grinder style polisher. They have got these little attachments, which means you can put those through a standard drill. Now, full disclosure, I haven't been given a drill by Temu. I will be using my own drill for this, but if you did need one, of course, on Temu you can find one. But for this video, I'm going to use my own drill, but with the attachments they have sent me. Okay, so again, in the interest of full disclosure, I've given these headlights a little bit of a sand down with some 1200 grit just prior to this, Again, to reiterate, this drill is my own. It's not been sent to me by Temu. I'm really just focusing on the drill attachment polishing kit they've sent me. So you can see this dull headlight. Let's get to work with one of these medium firm, medium sized polishing drill attachments. Okay, with that first pass done, I've moved on to a slightly softer foam attachment. Okay, so I'm just trying to demonstrate how quickly you can get this job done. You can be a lot more intricate with this. You can use a more granular series of foam heads. I'm going to move on to this woolly head now and try and finish this headlight up and show you how good it can look for such a quick piece of work. Okay, finally I'm just going to give this a wipe down with a fresh microfiber cloth, again supplied by Temu, and the link on screen now. Okay, so there we have it, just a very, very quick session on that headlight, and look how much better that looks already than the one I haven't touched. As I said before, you could spend a lot longer on this. You could use a more wide selection of the foam heads that are in that kit. I've literally used 2 foam heads and a woolly polishing head and a little bit of a microfiber down at the end, and it already looks this good. So to reiterate, that was my own drill. I'm using my own compound, which is a 3M fast cut compound. And to start with, obviously I sanded the headlights to 1200. Again, sandpaper I supplied myself. What I really wanted to focus on there was the drill attachment kit that they've sent me. This looks really, really good, and it's a very, very quick way to lift the face of a vehicle. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and do this other headlight. I won't film next, you've just seen me do that, you know the process. I'm going to crack on and do the other headlight, and then we'll have a bit of a look round. Okay, so with those headlights now polished, the Civic is finished. And what I've tried to demonstrate in this video is how you don't have to spend a fortune on tools and materials to get the job done. Of course, you can spend a lot more on these things. I'm not saying by buying these basic products from Temu, you can set up as a professional detailer overnight. Absolutely not. I just wanted to show that it doesn't have to cost the earth getting a car ready. Now, of course, getting a car ready is more than just cleaning it, but for the purposes of this video, I've just shown you the clean. For me personally, this vehicle is going to go in and get a full service. It's going to get all the mechanical bits it needs. It's going to get a fresh MOT before I sell it. But as I say, this video was all about showing how to prepare a car and make it look as clean and nice as possible without breaking the bank. Also, something else I want to mention, the keen-eyed amongst you may have noticed a little bit of body damage on the front of this car. Of course, I will be dealing with that before this car leaves me, but that wasn't part of what I was trying to demonstrate here, so that's why I've sort of glossed over it. Another thing I'll be doing is wet vacuuming the interior, the carpets and the seats. Now, of course, that wasn't shown in this video. That's something a little bit more in-depth. You don't have to do it on every car, but I think on this car it really needs it. However, it wasn't really part of what I was trying to demonstrate. Anyway guys, thank you ever so much for watching. If you want to download the Temu app, there's a link in the description of this video, and you'll also get a £100 promotional voucher when you do so. Alternatively, search for the code that's on screen now and you'll still qualify for that £100 promotional voucher. Anyway, as always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I will of course catch you on the next one. Cheers.